Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6, taken from the Sermon of the Mount, which you can find in the Bible in Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7. Beautiful one. Our verse for today is part of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, as I mentioned before. In a previous portion of the sermon, Jesus said, "Do not judge, or you will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." That was in Matthew chapter 7, verse 1 and 2. Although we should not judge others, our verse for today makes it clear that we should be discerning in our evaluation of people. What do the metaphors dogs and pigs mean? In the Old Testament, dogs and pigs were considered unclean animals. Dogs were the scavengers of the Middle East. They were not given food that was offered in sacrifice because it was holy, but they were thrown the meat of animals torn by wild beasts because it was not holy. And you can find that story in Exodus chapter 22 and verse 31. Pigs were not to be used as food by the Israelites, and as a consequence, were not to be kept or fed. We can see that in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7 and 8. Jesus used dogs and pigs to represent people who are not worthy to receive anything sacred or anything as valuable as pearls. Now, what do the metaphors sacred and pearls mean? They both refer to God's word, and especially the gospel message. The gospel message is very good and extremely valuable. Jesus is saying that one should not give the very good and very valuable message to those people who will not receive it or appreciate it. Although we should not judge people, we should discern whether or not they will accept the gospel. But what does the metaphor trample them under their feet mean? It refers to the rejection, ridicule, and mocking, scoffing of the gospel by the people who will not receive or appreciate it. And tear you to pieces refers to the personal enmity and opposition of these people toward the people who give it to them. Remember when Jesus was sending two at a time to each town, village, city to preach, and Jesus was very specific with his instruction. The house that take you, they accept you, you stay in this house. Whatever they give you, you take. Anybody that does not accept, they refuse you, you leave. You shake the dust of your feet. the dust of your feet from that town, city, or whatever. If they don't want you, they don't accept you. Because when it comes to faith, God does not want to force it on us. It has to come from the heart. You have to believe because you love God, because He made your life better. You can feel that peace. And when you read the Bible, you can find all this. In Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6, Jesus is telling us that there is no obligation on our part to preach the gospel to people we know will not receive it or appreciate it. We should not judge them, but we need to be discerning. Proverbs 23 and verse 9 says, "Do not speak to fools, for they will scorn your prudent words." And if you can remember from yesterday, we had Proverbs 13:20. It says, "He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed." Have a blessed one.